What's going on, family? Welcome back to the garden. So today we are actually playing catch up, right? We're a little bit behind in terms of stuff that we wanted to get out here by now, but it's cool because we're not necessarily behind because we've been slacking just a little bit. But it's more so behind. We're more so behind because the weather just hasn't been permissible. It hasn't allowed us to come out here and do anything because it's been so cold. So a lot of the things that we wanted to plant or have that we normally have in the ground right now, we haven't been able to plant because it's been getting down to the low 40s at night. So a lot of those things would suffer. So we are planting some things and prepping some things so that we can move forward with the season and we'll be ready by the time it warms up and everything's good to plant. So today I'm going to be planting some more strawberries. What you got going on over there, Keisha? So Keisha is planting some borage to make available for sale. So if you're interested, the Etsy link is in the description. Yeah, borage is pretty cool. It tastes like cucumber when you eat it straight, the leaves right off the plant. It tastes just like cucumber to me. So yeah. So she's doing that. She's starting some things. I'm gonna finish filling out this row with strawberries since I already started. Right, just might as well go ahead and finish it off. And then we're gonna prep the beds behind us where we have the onions growing. We're gonna prep those and get those ready because we're gonna be planting tomatoes up there this season. So yeah, like I said, we're just catching up from with the season so far. So yeah, I'm gonna start off with these strawberries and we're gonna take it from there. All right, so I have a hole here. And strawberries is like one of those things that are super easy to plant. It's just hard. It's hard for us. It's been harder to maintain in our environment when we plant them in the warmer months. Um, they've done really good for us. And before I get started with this, let me show you what the ones that we planted in the fall. You guys watched us plant them in the fall. Let me show you guys how those things are doing. Strawberries are really resilient. They're really tough. They can withstand the cold. Now they can withstand our cold. It doesn't mean that they can withstand your cold. If you are in like like places where you're getting 6 feet of snow, I'm not gonna say that they're gonna survive that. I'm not gonna be the one. You're gonna have to talk to somebody who's actually done that before. But I know for us here in the high desert, they you've seen them. They do spectacular over the winter, right? So now the hard part for us has been getting them to last through the summer. But I'm thinking that the reason why ours always die off in the summer is because they don't have a chance to get established before the heat hits, and they just die off that way. So yeah, I already put that in there. So what I'm adding to these holes is going to be some Mycorrhizal Inoculent. This is basically a fungi that turns the roots of your plant into this like super established network of roots. So think of it like a fishing net versus a fishing line, right? So you have the fishing line that most people use when they go fishing straight off the pole. Well, when you introduce the mycos to the roots of the plant, it takes the roots of that plant and it turns it into more like a fishing net, so you can catch more. So the bigger the root system, the more established the root system, the more nutrients it can take up. So the bigger the plant. All right. And I don't add that to every single thing, but I am going to add it to these berries because I do want them to get as established as they can before it starts to get too warm. So that's the idea. That's the idea behind it. So we'll see how that goes. So I just add that to the whole. The thing about the mycos is that it does have to come in direct contact with the roots in order for it to be effective. So make sure that when you do add it, that you add it the right way. All right, and so I have the mycos. I've added some bone meal. There ain't nothing but bone meal. I don't have to add the bone meal, but I'm just doing it. I'm doing it anyway. And the reason why I feel like I don't have to add the bone meal is because under this this fabric, there's a lot of leaves. There's some manure, so I feel like these beds are pretty good. But you know how we do. I'm just I'm just adding more just so I can have more. That's it. That's it. Just want to make sure that I start these plants off as best I can. All right. So those are the amendments we're using for these berries as I plant them in. Right. And when you plant your strawberries, make sure the reason why I have my berries higher is because I didn't want to accidentally bury the crown. If I decide I want to come back and mulch this or do something else with it, add something else, top dress or side dress, I don't have to worry about my crown being buried. So I planted these strawberries a little bit higher. They're still going to do well, even though they are a little bit higher. But that's just me just being a little bit more precautious. That's it. That's it. Because I have killed off plants by burying them, by planting them at the crown at surface level and then mulching, and then the mulch blows over onto the crown and it buries the crown and the plants die. I have had that happen, so I'm just trying to avoid that right now. And while we're planting these strawberries, let's wrap a taste. Let's wrap a little bit. All right. Just want to share something with you guys that we saw on YouTube last night. It was a news channel, ABC News or something like that, on YouTube. And so the point of the video that they had put out was that farmers were in the Midwest, and like I think it was Wisconsin or something, somewhere over that way. They were saying that because of this, and this is not to make this into a political thing at all, right? But just to bring awareness to those who may not know, so that we all can be prepared. We can all do what we have to do to take care of our families. But these farmers are saying that, and these are like big time commercial farmers, right? They're saying that they're not growing this season because the cost of growing is too much right now. It's too high with the Straits of Hormuz being blocked and stuff like that. Diesel prices have gone up like 40-something%. So it's not financially logical for them to grow this year, because if they grow $1,000 worth of a crop, they're only going to net like $200. They're only going to make $200 in profit, right? No, I'm sorry. They're not even going to net 200. They're going to be negative 200. That's what it was. They're going to be negative 200. So they're going to be at a loss if they grow their crops. So one guy says that he's opting to rent out his acreage to somebody for like $300 an acre. Somebody's already offered him $300 per acre to grow on his land, and he basically accepted it and said that he can take the year off. Now I'm telling you that like everything from the just about everything from the report, but I'll link it below if anybody's interested. But I'm saying all that to say this, right? I think I buried a leaf. Oh, nope, buried the strawberry. Yeah, be careful, y'all. Don't do that. So I'm saying all that to say this, you know. In the Navy, we had a phrase that says, "Ish rolls downhill." Okay, um, and okay, this fly, he's not getting the point. Ish rolls downhill. Okay, and basically all that's saying is that when there's a problem, when stuff happens that's bad, right? It's gonna come from leadership on down. So it's basically like if I'm gonna get in trouble for this thing, if I'm gonna be affected by it, then everybody's gonna be affected by it, right? And that's basically how it goes. Y'all, I'm pretty sure I ain't got to tell y'all that because I'm pretty sure that you guys understand that concept. But it rolls downhill. This fly gonna get it. But if it's like we don't live in a bubble, right? A lot of things that happen in the world trickles down and affects everybody, right? So with these gas prices increasing, farmers can't do their job. They can't do what allows them to make money, right? And if farmers aren't growing, so let's just put this all into perspective. Let's say these are corn farmers and they can't grow a crop this year. There's going to be some farmers out there that's going to still continue to try, right? They're gonna grow their crop um and everything like that, but they're not going to be able to supply the entire area alone, right? They're not going to be able to do it alone. So that's going to drive the price of corn up, right? Because gas prices are up, price of corn is going to go up, because you're going to have fewer producers of the corn, all right? And if things don't get fixed, it's just going to continue to go that way, all right? So I'm saying all that to say this: if you're not growing at least some of your own food, you don't have to grow every single thing, but at least grow the things that you like. At least grow the things that you like. At least grow the things that's going to be sustainable. You know, the things that grow well in your area. Just grow something. Get that garden started, so that you're less dependent um, on manufacturers. You're less dependent on producers to feed your family. Right now, I know you're not probably can't grow everything. Like I said, you don't even have to. Don't even have to try. But try to grow something, huh? But we all should be trying to grow something to be able to feed our families. And I know a lot of people probably don't agree with that. You know, they don't. You don't have to believe that the sky is falling, that the world is falling apart in order to start a garden. Um, if you want to start a garden just for the sake of getting fresh fruit and vegetables, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, and any gardener will tell you that things that are grown out of your garden taste way better than anything that's grown that you buy out of a store. Hands down. There's no argument there. Like it's not even up for debate, man. I'm not even gonna argue with you about that. It's not even up for debate. It's not up for discussion. Huh? Oh. So yeah. So and I'm just throwing it out there, like I said, just to bring awareness to those who wanna know. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm actually trying to be positive and say, hey, go ahead and start your garden, grow you some strawberries. All right, so yeah. Sometimes I don't know how to feel about things, but you know what I do know what to feel about right now? It's planting these strawberries. I promise you, like, we haven't been getting many strawberries off of those plants over there. Um, we've been getting some fruit here and there, but man, they have been so sweet, so good, y'all. If you ain't planting strawberries, man, if you like strawberries, you need to plant strawberries. Yeah, this stuff is really dry right now. I'm gonna have to water this in really good. No problem. I told y'all, like, I've been really neglectful. I have not been acting right with these with this garden this fall, but I'm making a change, y'all. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. It's gonna make a difference, you know. But yep, plant more of these strawberries. So I'm gonna just go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and get the rest of these strawberries planted up, and then we're gonna move on to doing the the beds behind me to get them ready for some tomatoes. All right. So I'll see you guys in one momento. All right, guys. So we got these strawberries are good to go. They're all planted in to this row here, right here. Whoa. They're all planted into this row right here. And I turned on the irrigation so they can start getting watered in really well. But this is going to be a note about this irrigation. I love drip irrigation or spot irrigation, not necessarily drip. There's a difference. Spot irrigation is this right here, where you're just basically watering in like a specific location, and you're not watering the entire area like you would with that sprinkler right there. But the only problem with this irrigation, with this particular irrigation, is this right here. You see how I got all these loose cannons going off and doing what they want to do, right? Can I even see them? Oh, there they are. Right, how these things are just creating like this water fountain effect. That's not cool. So what happens is, with the exception of this one, the pressure just blew the cap off, right? And that one right there. But for the most part, a lot of these end up like this. And you can see where this, like, the sun just beats them down to the point to where the center wears out really fast, well, over a season. And when you turn on the irrigation, it just blows it right out. So every year I have to come and replace quite a few of these emitter caps, and that can be rather annoying, right? So now, like I said, some got blown off, but that's my fault. When I replaced them, I just didn't put them on tight enough, and we got what we got, right? But if you're gonna do this level of irrigation, just note that every year you're gonna have to come out, depending on where you are, out here for sure. But every year you're gonna come out. Every year I have to come out and I have to replace these emitter caps because the sun is just killing them. So just FYI. But they're getting some water right now. I'm gonna fix these caps because with the rest of the emitters doing that, it's stopping the pressure from this first line. So it's not getting the water that it should on this first line. So I have to go, now I have to take a time out, fix these emitters, and then, yeah, then we'll move on to the tomatoes. All right, so yeah, that's that. Future tomato home. So we're gonna be pulling up these onions that we did not plant. Where's the camera? That we did not plant this year. All right, so we actually started these seeds last season, and they just sprouted this year. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get these out. It's probably not gonna be anything in terms of the onion itself. Probably not gonna be too much use coming out of them. Like, they're probably not gonna be very large, but we were gonna let them go to seed. But right now we just need to get everything ready for spring. So They're coming up. Ugh, man, that's in there. Oh, no wonder. It's two of them. Two-headed dragon. Two-headed dragon. So we're gonna get this out, pull these out, amend these beds, and carry on smartly. Wow, a lot of these, like almost all of these, are two-headed dragons. That's that. Part one is done. But yeah, like I was saying, these beds still need to be. I mean, look at that. They're falling apart. Not amended, but they just need to be replaced. Honestly, I'm gonna work on that. All right. But for right now, we're gonna finish getting this thing amended for the ready for the tomatoes. So this is what I'm doing, y'all. Oh no, this is what we're doing. And to amend this bed, I'm gonna start off with the topsoil and some manure. I'm gonna just, you can use, something similar. You can use the same exact thing. You can use something different. You can use whatever you like, right? I like to use topsoil because number one, it's actually soil. It's soil and compost. So it has microbes. It has, things in it that's gonna help the garden. Yeah, it's gonna help feed your plants. I can't go too high over there yet because I gotta put that wall back together, right? So I like to use that, and then you're mixing it with some compost, some manure. Like, man, that's a nice little batch of raised beds. We've been doing this for the last few years because we can't always get out to the ranches and the farms to get the manure. So we have to improvise, and this is what we came up with. This is what I came up with, and it's been working. I use it in containers. I use it in raised beds. I use it in rows if I need to, and I have no complaints. It works really well. There's the topsoil. Hit it with some more manure. So we got the cow manure right here. All right. Mix that in a little bit. And then I'm gonna hit it with some organic granular fertilizer. And we're not planning on putting tomatoes out here for, I don't know, maybe like a week or two. And by then, this stuff will have already started to break down and be available for the plants. To be ready when the plants actually get in here. Some bone meal. All right, y'all. So this is the finished product. My phone ran out of space, and I just got this thing resolved. So have a little bit of space now. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what everything looked like when it was done. I got the trellis up, held together with some zip ties. I ran out of the cage, the wire, but I'm gonna get another roll and finish off these two beds, these two additional beds. But this one is right here is pretty much ready to go. It's been watered in deeply, and I added some leaves. Let's see, yeah, added some leaves as mulch down there. Just wanted to see how. Hey man, where'd they come from? Just wanted to see how deep that went. It has that looked like some cat poop in there, but nonetheless, this one is ready to go. At this point, when it's safe for us to plant the tomatoes, they're gonna be over here. I'm gonna put some marigolds and stuff around the tomatoes to see how it works. I know some people, it's controversial. I know it's controversial in terms of like how marigolds work to protect the tomatoes and all that good stuff. But hey, I'm gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. But this is it, y'all. Got the irrigation in. I don't like this irrigation. I'm gonna redo this irrigation, but for now we're gonna use it. Irrigation in. The bed's been amended. It's covered with leaves. That that trash can is actually full of leaves. That's where I got my leaves from. Just dumped them inside there, and she's ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna just finish those other 2 beds down there, and we'll be good to go. So that's it, y'all. That's how we're doing our tomatoes this year, just in this area, in these 3 beds. We planted some strawberries. Everything is going good so far with the strawberries. I'm excited to see how the season goes. Do everything I can to protect them, including putting up some shade fabric. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, hit the comment section. Let us know what you guys got going on this summer or this spring. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next video, and here's one for you to watch to follow us on our gardening journey. See you next time.